markets are sinking again just 4 days before the election, making it nearly certain that stocks will post their worst week and month since the coronavirus crashed markets in March, just as the potential of heightened volatility as a result of unclear election results ramp up and further dampen investor sentiment. Fueling volatility, the economic recovery in recent months has been sluggish and uneven, with indicators like retail sales completely recovering and some, such as home buying, surging to more than 10-year highs, all while millions of Americans remain unemployed and weekly jobless claims struggle to recover. Traditionally high election season market volatility has also been compounded in recent weeks by a drawn-out back and forth in Washington over another round of fiscal stimulus, and adding on the recent surge in coronavirus cases seems to have marked a tipping point for the market this week. In 2016, the market was down 9 out of 10 days before the election. This week's market action is absolutely not a surprise, says David Bahnsen, the chief investment officer at $2.5 billion Newport Beach, Calif-based advisory the Bahnsen Group. None of Thursday's tech earnings were bad, and some were spectacular, but the market is reacting negatively because when something is priced for better than perfection, it becomes pretty hard to live up to those expectations. The biggest fear for markets remains uncertainty. Election results and when we get them. Experts, including Bahnsen on Friday, warn that a contested election could further ramp up uncertainty, which could naturally heighten market volatility, though Bahnsen adds that in the long term, the election's impact on the market is relatively low. That said, there are a lot of unanswered questions, and if they remain unanswered next week, markets will have to slog through it all just as our country will, Bahnsen adds. 2,997. That's how many points the Dow was down when it crashed 13% on March 16, the largest point drop in history, triggered by a mass sell-off as investors realized just how crippling the coronavirus could be to the economy. Stocks struggled to recover after massive sell-off, setting market up for second worst week during pandemic. Forbes, Facebook nabs $8 billion profit and shatters Wall Street expectations despite regulatory pressure. Forbes, Pinterest stock soars 30% as boycotting advertisers redirect spending away from Facebook. Twitter over hate speech and bias concerns. Forbes.